Alright, video 3 of 4 out of our war recap with the Teutonic terror that whooped us. Another dud, of course, with the loss, and in this case we're taking a look at a KHC1 ho! Basically a hog attack. If you want to look at other ones, you can push the play buttons for ones that aren't grayed out. If those don't work for you, it's probably because you're on iOS, so you can just wait till the other playlist resumes. Otherwise, let's get to the attack. Here we go! Alright, so for this dud replay, we're going to actually look at the dud, then the stud that actually does the same attack, same mix, basically, and 3 stars, so you can kind of compare the two. But it's going to be a KHC1 ho, so King Henry and his court plus 1 golem to take out the queen, which is over here at 9 o'clock. And then, then the hog team can deploy around it. So you can see here that the attackers trying to take out or trigger at the same time the cannon, which is okay. I won't comment on it until now, or until the next one, but it looks all right. And then he does this what we call a standard K1323, which is draw with 1 troop, which he did with that barb on the elixir storage. And then he's going to try to kill without losing maybe more than a couple barbarians with 2 witches, 3 barbarians, and 3 wizards deployed in a staggered fashion. Barbs first, then witches behind, and then wizards on the corner. So we'll watch that roll out. And you can see here that he actually pulls it off as they come up. The wizards and minion aren't able to handle it. They can't. They keep shooting skeletons. Bad idea. They die. So here comes the KHC1 component to kill the queen. It looks pretty good. We're going to have the heal come down here in a second. There it is. And we get nice funneling. But let's pause for a second, because one of the weird things about this attack that I didn't know about were these 2 Valks that you see there. I mean, it's not normal to see those very often. I'm not sure what the thinking was, but it did. It does kind of, because they have a tendency to go between buildings to take them down, it will funnel back king, like royal troops. So maybe that was the thinking, because of the fact they'll take out 2 buildings at once, the royals might come back to funnel. I don't think it's a guaranteed thing, but at least you can see maybe. But so they keep rolling, and one of them does come back. One Valk comes with, and the other one dies. But I think the cost versus what you got out of it is a little high. We'll keep rolling. Here comes the loon we never got out. Queen goes down. King Henry team is still alive, and here come the hogs. So I don't think the hog deployment's bad. I mean, it's looking at the base, they're going to come in here, bang, 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 and these guys go bang, 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 maybe across, right? It's not bad. Little question marks about how the expos are going to get down, but I guess if you assume the KHC team's going to take it, and on this side they'll wrap down, you're good. So I guess that's not bad. I'd give it a kind of yellowish feeling. Doesn't feel perfect to me in terms of like really safe, but possible. So here we go. Hogs come in, they take out the cannons, and they move into the mid. And the KHC team works with them. They clear everything out. Those guys choose to split. And that really is, let's pause right there. So that, the fact that right here, when those hogs were right here, that they split and went here and here, while you think that's a good thing, it's not, because you got multiple heal locations. What you'd want to do is have more of a controlled pathing where you kind of know where they're going and you're not having a lot of split locations that are widespread. And that one could have been predicted. So I would say as you look at your pathing, be worried about a jump point like that where if I was to back it up, you could kind of see like, okay, this is basically 2 hops over and 2 hops up. And this is, a similar, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, which is square root 18. I don't know, what is that? 4.5? So it's basically they're the same. That's why I did that split motion. Because if you do that, then your spells don't have the same effect. One of your hog teams dies, which happens. There, these hogs die out, and you're left with these guys. Basically, 4 guys are now slowed down, and the only hogs that really got efficient healing were these guys in the mid. And even that we had a panic heal here because they hit the expo. We tried to heal them at the expo, and they moved out, got nicked up, and came back towards the heal, but by that time they were also pretty weak. So I think we had some errors on the, 3 or 4 hops in about what the hogs would be doing. And that kind of led to the downfall of this attack because it forced heel placements that were rushed, and trying to cover too much area at once just wasn't possible. But for us, what the learning is from the DUD is, that hog pathing. You got to look 3 or 4 in for it. You got to shape your attack so that it's a controlled pathing. Now let's take a look now at the guy that actually did the same attack and then worked out, and we can kind of see that how he pulled that off. Okay, here's the same base, but this time in same mix, KHC, the golems in the CC. But we're going to see that this guy's deployment's a little different. I mean, we're getting the trigger down from the bottom, like we did before. And we're getting the same CC pull up the top. So it looks, it's like, feels the same, right? Wait a minute, is this the same base? 27? Oops, I'm on the wrong base. Darn it. Let me pause it again. Alright, so here we have the guy that actually pulls the base off. And you can see from the very beginning the attack is slightly different. We don't have the Valks, which I think is good. But we also have this weird attack up top, right? And at first you might be like, what the hell is going on? Because, triggering, that ain't going to trigger anything. But what it is doing is if he takes that out, which is one of the high risk points for a hog attack, is this area of effect type damage from whiz towers, is that you knock that out, we reduce spring trap risk of pathing in here, these spring traps. And in addition, look at what remains for the hog pathing that he's going to then leverage. It's because of mostly non-targetable buildings that are natural funnels for him. So he will basically move in on both sides and be able to have a very predictable, where am I going to heal? It's going to be right here. It's going to heal. They're going to blow through this high density area, and then they're going to spread out. And maybe you'll use one final heal over here or something because if he kills from this side. So it's that identification, I guess, of what building can I remove, or where are there natural walls of non-targetable buildings that hogs don't care about that create pathing runways for me. If I blow one thing up, all of a sudden I got a freeway of death. Better yet, 2, like we do here. So he blows that one up with that intention. I didn't know that until I saw the attack play out. But here's now his trigger, which is just a hog hanging out. Doesn't work. He doesn't care. Doesn't panic. Throws a giant down. And that gets everything out, pretty much. So we're good. So a lot cheaper also in terms of how he triggered once he did versus the prior attack, right? So here's the KHC attack. First we do the K1323. That works just as well as the Colonel did. So we have, oh, he lost a wizard. Dead. Right there. Little tombstone. But otherwise not bad. I mean, still notice both. What we really want is both witches still be up, because those can do great clutter clearing behind hogs. King does the jump to the mid, or no? Oh, we're not. Oh, another difference. Look at that. So he doesn't use a jump, keeps a heal instead. That's a little risky because the queen, you have to know that the queen is going to hop out. There is a risk they could, depending on when you know how queens do this job where they are constantly bouncing around their things. So depending on your timing of when she's coming around, if you penetrate then, she'll stop where she is. So it's just a little bit more complicated, but it worked. He took her out for sure. And there he is, banging away. Queen's down. He's just hanging out. Golem's in there with him. And here comes that hog group that I talked about. So look at that nice pathing. Just whoop. Right in. I mean, you can tell when that comes in, you're like, oh shit. Because that is a horde of hogs moving from 2 different sides. There's really not a lot you can do. And then the bombs being separated, a heal can handle singles. And he triples it because he's got that extra one anyway. So it's not enough for the defense to handle. I mean, it can't overcome it. So the hogs move through, and then you don't really care. I mean, he doesn't got any left. So now he's just kind of on autopilot watching it happen. There's not really anything that can survive. That could have done some damage, but that one hog took it out. That's funny. nice usage of one. Carrying, a couple minions or archers for external clutter that you might not get to in time is always good, and he did that. So that was another interesting thing about his mix. So he had little tweaks, I guess. If I was going to summarize it up, he didn't use the Valks, which I think is questionable. I think he did the pre-shaping and looking for the natural runways of, targetable buildings between non-targetable buildings that led to the mid. How he created that was also an interesting tweak that kind of led him. And then the final thing was not using the jump, recognizing and timing as his queen rotated around her pad when he came in to get the kill without using the jump, so he had a fourth heal. All that's good. Good job, Nicholas. All right, 3 of 4 in the can. If you want to check out the other ones, like I said before, hit the play buttons if it doesn't work. iOS, blame Steam Jobs. You can just watch the playlist as it resumes or go to the website. Worst case, good luck in your wars, guys. Talk to you soon.